I want to introduce you to Shiloh. So one of those nights, I decided I need to take a little break. I went over to the local Fridays with a girlfriend of mine, and we walk into the restaurant, and we're waiting to be seated, and I see out the corner of my eye a young lady looking at me from the corner, and I was like, okay, she's staring at me, and I can see her walking towards me in the restaurant, and she says, "Miss Robinson?" Because you know when your students see you out in public, they can't believe that you're actually out in public. No matter how many years it's been, they're like, they're human, they do eat. And when she said my name, I completely flashed back and remember I saw this image of her walking down the middle school of the school that I led, and I just got flashes of her in a uniform with her ponytail up high and her headband on. And as she's staring at me, she said, "Miss Robinson, it's Shiloh." I said, "Shiloh? How old are you?" And she said, "I'm 21. I said, "Oh my God, how did you get so old and I keep growing so young?" And she said, "Miss Robinson, I can't believe it's you." And we had this moment where we were staring at each other face to face, and she said, "Where have you been?" And I said, "Oh, I've been around doing some things." And I said, "Well, how are you?" And she said, "I'm good." I said, "No, how are you, Shiloh?" And she said, "I'm good, but let me show you some of the classmates that we had." And as she started scrolling through the pictures, I started having tics because I started remembering some of her classmates. And the flashbacks and the lessons they taught me. But I was elated to see that they too had grown older and more sophisticated. And I said to her, "Well, Shiloh, baby, what are you doing?" And as soon as I asked the question, her whole demeanor changed. And she said, "Miss Robinson, I work here Fridays." And I said, "Okay, baby, you work at Fridays, but, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?" And then all of a sudden, this small smile comes across her face, and she said, "You're not going to believe what I want to do." And I said, "What?" She said, "I want to be a teacher." Exactly. When they tell you they want to be a teacher, that surpasses everything else. Like, you get happy when you hear they want to be doctors or, pilots, or serve in the forces. But when they say they want to teach, it means they want to walk the path that they saw you in. And so I immediately got excited and I said, "Shiloh, you want to teach? All right. Where are you going to school? What are you studying? What have you learned?" And she said, "Oh, Miss Robinson, I'm not in school." And I said, "Well, why, baby?" And she said, I don't read that well. So I work at Foot Locker on Fridays." And in that moment, in that 21-year-old young woman's face, I saw embarrassment. She was ashamed. And in that moment, she had no idea that on the inside of me, I was more ashamed than she was. Because Shiloh's expression was telling me that she truly believed that Foot Lockers and Fridays was her destination. I have to tell you, it was painful. I didn't know what to do in the moment. I wanted to fix it. I wanted to take her home with me. I wanted to go back and relive the time that she had with me. And so I do like what most of us do in those moments. I tried to exit out of the conversation. I tried to say, "Well, you look good, and how's your mom doing?" And she too wanted to exit out the conversation. And she looked at me and said, "Miss Robinson, you was mean." She said, you was mean, but you loved us. And I said, I did. I was mean and I loved you because I wanted you to have everything that you ever wanted and desired. And as those words dropped off my lips, I realized we didn't give her that.